when I was in school, I would listen to like, I don't even know, basically everything that my mom listened to. And she like really liked listening to like Shania Twain, Coldplay. Nobody really talked about music for the most part, at least with me. And then when it came down to like recess one day, somebody was like talking about Snoop. I sat down and like, Lee, do you like Snoop? And I was like, yeah, I dig Snoop. I like Snoop. Because I thought Snoopy. I thought they were talking about Snoopy the dog. So I was like, yeah, of course I love Snoopy.
He's like, yeah, I love that Thanksgiving episode.
And they even said like, oh, okay, really? And right before they started pressing me, the bell rang. So when the bell rang, I was like, oh, okay, gotta go to class.
So you're telling us there's people out there in the world who still believe you're a big Snoop Dogg fan?
Apparently.
You know, like gin and juice, dude?
It's cool. I know you see.
I wish this was real so I could stab him.
Change for me and be so wonderful.
Shut up!
It's the countdown. It's because they start high. If you guys just go, okay, we're gonna start ready. 1, 2, or whatever. 3, 2, 1. That's fine. But if it's 5, 4, it's just too much like iCarly. My brain, because I think Freddie starts at 5. I think he starts at 5. So my brain immediately associates it with that. And it's a good song. Let's be honest. They don't do theme songs like they used to back in the day when we were kids. Let's be real.
It's a jingle.
Theme song, jingle. Exactly. It was a theme song and it was so good that it was basically a jingle.
Turn that shit off. That's all I fucking hear right now.
I wonder what it's going to sound like on the playback.
I'm just trying to zone him out.
His sound.
I was like, if I play it loud enough.
Rich is just going to hear somehow to play some Star Wars sound in the background or something while he's holding it. Oh my god.
They just look like the fucking, what are they called? The fucking Raiders? The Sand People. Yeah. The Target
Raiders. Why'd you break it?
It's made out of metal. I won't.
I don't trust you, dude.
Me neither.
I've had this for like 5 years.
Okay.
I haven't broken it.
Yeah, but you don't play with it like that. Unless you do, then hey, never mind.
I do in my bedroom by myself. I'm like,
in the dark.
I do on my own.
All my lights are off, and I'm just like
on
with a boner. Jesus Christ! I imagine you just looking outside your door or like outside the window. Okay, pitch black, and you just wait for fucking police to pass by, and you're just like, I'm needed.
It's like this. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Can I do it?
It's just Steve sitting near the police scanner. It's my time.
It's my time to shine. I'm just in underwear. Oh shit! I got scared. I thought I dropped my cup. What's everybody? Fuck. What's up, everybody?
What's everybody?
What's everybody?
Ow.
That's what you get. Yeah, that's exactly what you get.
Yeah, shut your mouth. Shut your fucking pie hole. Shut that cum hole up. Anyways, what's up, everybody? How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another unhinged episode that we don't know what the fuck. We started strong. Obviously, we were just rambling about dumb shit. I got a new lightsaber. Well, a new color for my lightsaber, so I decided to show them, and then we went on a tangent. Richard showed us a 9/11 meme because this is being filmed on day of 9/11.
Listen, it was funny. I'm sorry.
I didn't laugh.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Insert meme here. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought that it was a chicken leg because the arm looked like a chicken leg.
You hungry?
Yes. For fried chicken. Yes. I haven't had fried chicken in a while. I don't know.
Too,
when was the last time you guys had fried chicken? Yeah.
I actually haven't in a minute.
I haven't. I'm trying to do
the closest we got to fried chicken was chicken at Korean barbecue when Richard and I went for MJ's birthday.
That shit was bomb.
See, and that's what I'm saying. It's been a minute.
That's a dead song.
I was like, what are you singing? I got it.
Wait a minute.
This is where
Anywho,
the episode we find out that Lee's secretly Willow.
I will not do the whip my hair
Good.
back and forth. That will fuck my head up.
dude, everything at this point just hurts you. You can't do anything without being like, I'll fuck myself up. I'll blow my knee out. I'll suck some dick.
Uh-huh.
You know what? You know what you call that? Being self-aware
No, being old.
and self-aware. You ever had with your parents just try to do something that you know is gonna fuck them up, but they're trying to hold on to that past, and then when they do it, they get fucked up?
No. Yeah, their marriage.
That's that lack of self-awareness.
God.
And that's what you call a lack of self-awareness.
Dear diary.
So
Journal.
okay, you just reminded me. I like.
Of what?
Have you guys watch How I Met Your Mother? I don't think so.
Clips.
Not really, not as
Maybe
religious
like
as you have.
couple
I've seen-
episodes, yeah.
It's like one of my favorite
Like here
shows.
and there. Yeah, we
There's
know.
a there's
You'll
an
explain.
Explains a lot.
episode. There's an episode
Yeah.
where Barney, the what's it called?
Is a dinosaur from? Sorry,
Wrong one.
Selena Gomez.
Barney, isn't that
That's,
NPR?
yes,
Or-
Neil Patrick
Wait,
Harris.
Neil Patrick-
NPH.
NPH.
NPR.
Or his character basically is trying to do all shit that everybody's telling him he's too old to do. And now because he's like, I think in the show he's supposed to be like 30 something. Basically the list is just a challenge or whatever that he has to do it all in one night. And I looked it up. So basically they're just telling him like he's too young to, 1, pull an all-nighter, 2, get an ear pierced, 3,
That's
crash
funny.
on a friend's futon, 4, eat an entire pizza in one sitting, 6, do laundry at mom's house, 7, put off going to the doctor, 8, do shots with strangers, 9, leave an annoying 2-person message on your answering machine, 10, help someone move out of a 6th floor of a 6th floor walk up in exchange for pizza and beer, too old
What
to
in
do a
the
beer
Friends?
bong, 12, go to a rave, 13, do laser tag, and
Beer
14,
bong? Never did one.
TP house or some shit.
I could do all of that. The staying in for 24 hours or an all-nighter might be a little tough with everything that you're doing, but the moving out a friend from a 6th floor walk up, I will never. I will never do
I don't
that
think
for anyone.
anybody can do that. Like
that is
not without
crazy.
without feeling tired
Hell
or like
no,
dry
dude.
heaving.
Bro, ooh, man.
I
me tired and or sweaty and or hot, not a good time. Me all 3. Damn. I
That's just-
cannot.
That's just you though. That's
Yeah,
like
no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it was me, I could not. Hell no.
Can you do a beer
Love
bong?
you. Beer. Wait, beer. I thought it was
A beer
beer
bong.
pong.
Beer
Beer bong.
bong.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
You shotgun
just
it.
A
Really?
single beer, sure. But not
You know,
like a full,
take a-
like,
it's like a
Yeah, I think
4-footer.
it's gotta be like a beer that I like though. It can't be like just here's a Budweiser. I'll not like that at all.
Nah, that's what it is.
I mean,
You can't
it's
add
not,
your own rules. It's whatever's at the
no,
party.
it's not even my own. Yeah, I would just drink something that I
Just
would like.
Bud
from there.
Light.
That
Bud
sucks.
Light,
What a
ew.
shitty party.
Yeah,
all-
actually.
Not because
All
I'm like
people
anti
you
like Bud Light or whatever. Just I don't like that flavor. That's gross.
I'm very anti Bud Light. But Bud Light, if you're watching this, if you want to sponsor me, I'll drink the shit out of it.
He's the only Posty, the bigger Posty fan in the group. So might as well.
Yeah.
What
I won't wear a Dallas Cowboy jersey, but I support Posty
what
for
does
Bud
that have
Light.
to do with Bud Light?
That's a sponsor.
Oh,
He's been
Posty
sponsored by Bud Light for like
Oh.
ever since like the beginning of his career.
who sponsored? Wasn't it Bud Light that also sponsored Dylan Mulaney? Isn't that who did
Who the
it?
fuck is Dylan Mulaney?
I don't know.
The trans.
It sounds
the
familiar.
trans woman that got put on the cans. It was like I think during COVID or near the end of the lockdown. It was like
Put on the can?
they're turning our beers gay.
Oh.
Jesus.
Muy bien.
Just like our frogs?
I think it was on Bud Light or something. You could literally put famous trans person on
Oh,
beer
it was
can.
Bud Light. Yes, it was Bud Light.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I thought so.
They were trying to do some. They were trying to do some like inclusion thing and then fucking backfired because all the people from the South were like, yeah,
that was
our
the thing.
beers ain't gay.
Yeah, and then everybody was like, this feels very like not knowing your audience, but Slay, but
I mean, to be fair, like,
Bud Light.
dude, I'm like, what is your choice of sex or like what you like in a person have to do with beer? That's the funniest thing.
That's not she's trans. That was the main reason. It wasn't sexuality. It was identity. That's the word.
Oh yeah, beers don't have identity. Is better said. Yeah, I've seen some butch ass people drink the shit out of Bud Light. I'm like, damn, bro, not me.
Yes,
Okay, I'd be like, I see. We get it.
Oh my god!
I'm kidding. All jokes.
But yeah, Bud Light, I just don't like the flavor, and I feel like a decent amount of people don't either. The only Bud Light that I have is like Ultra Light or something like that, and I don't even think that's Bud Light. I think that's Budweiser.
What, Ultras?
I think so.
What do people call it? I always fucking hate it.
Michelob.
Yeah, I know that's the proper name,
Michelob Ultra.
but it's like, dude, just call it Ultra. Like everybody knows what it is. You don't have to fucking call it by the first name.
Michelob Ultra. Michelob.
Be like, can I get a Michelob? Like, what is that? Come back home.
Little German boy.
Little German boy, Michelob, come back. You want to eat the ship?
What is this episode?
I don't know, dude. I'm matching energy.
The tizzy's winning. It always wins.
I was gonna say I feel like it's never lost.
Yeah.
Cue the Vietnam flashbacks.
Oh my god.
When it shouldn't be winning.
Wrong war.
That's the war that I face every day.
I face reality every day. Where's my lightsaber?
That's his escape. Welcome, guys, everybody. We're Roan. That's Steve. I'm Lee. That's Richard. And we are your guys' 3 favorite idiots.
Yeah.
We are having a time. I'm trying to think, but there was something that did happen recently that I was going to bring up to you guys.
The debate.
I mean, that was kind of funny. I honestly I didn't see it because I saw like a couple of little things about it, but for the most part, like I was at a Dodger game.
Yeah, I'm
gonna be real though. I think we know who won just because Taylor Swift made her choice. And let's be honest, the Swifties, a lot of them, a good amount of them, just go with whatever she's doing. Let's be real. That is
because she like endorsed.
Yeah, that's like Mama Duck.
Did you see Elon? Did you see Elon's tweet? That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, that was weird too.
He's like, I get it. He said, I get it, Taylor. He's like, you can have my kid.
Yeah,
he's like, I'll give you my kid. I was like, bro, what?
I don't get it. It was so weird. I didn't understand it.
Because Elon's pro-Trump.
Right.
Yeah, but what the fuck does the kid have to do?
Yeah, I don't get the kid part. That's I'm like.
It's just like him just basically saying like.
Well, I think it also depends on like which kid is he saying, because that could be...
he's saying like I'll give you a baby, not like you can have my actual human child.
Yeah, okay, I was thinking of it 2 ways too, but I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was thinking it can either be I'll give you one of my kid, whichever kid or whatever, or it
the
was
one that's pie,
I will put one in you.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
The one that's pie.
Pie, yes.
Apparently,
what's his fucking kid's name? Like fucking Xenomorph.
Is some dumbass characters, but all I know is that the first one is like some like the A and E but it's like smushed together, and I guess
they equal something, right?
It's supposed to sound like Ash, like that's how it's pronounced, Ash.
Yeah,
it's a girl. I'm pretty sure it's
a girl.
But either way, it's stupid as fuck.
Now she's trans. And I think that's why Elon, he kind of like made a bunch of comments recently about the trans community and stuff like that. And even people were like, what the fuck? What's going on? And I think they like added her or like messaged her like what's going on or something like that. Basically like
with who, his daughter?
Yeah. So I think his eldest kid or just this one specifically is trans. And when Elon, for some reason, I forgot what podcast he was on, but he was just going off on some weird like anti-trans trans LGBT thing, and he was like, it's brainwashed, yada yada yada, the usual song and dance of weird people.
Oh.
And he basically said that it's like poison to the brain, and then she was like, yeah, no, you're weirdly wannabe alpha male bullshit is so fucking bizarre, and for what? You fucking used up Twinkie or some shit like that. It just it was just so like off. Like it came out of nowhere. The information that he has a trans daughter tripped me out because I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then him just being like, it's brainwashed. I was like, oh my God.
Said they
Jesus
gave her the
Christ.
water that's turning the frogs gay.
He was like, she ate frog legs and she never came back. I mean, because it's not my daughter. It's my son. It's like,
it's
Elon,
crazy that like
are like the richest man in the world. I don't know. Fucking adopt another one
Bezos.
or move on or something. I don't know, bro. Fuck.
It's so weird that like how big he is in like the political world. I mean, obviously he's money, right? Like he's money, so he's gonna be there. But it's like, bro, like you weren't even known for Twitter. Like at some point, like people were like, "This is yours." It's like, "This is yours," and it's like, yeah, but. And it's like I think like early years he was just a normal geek, right? And then now he
was just some dude that
he drank
Tesla.
the water.
I think.
What if he's closeted?
Slightly political, but this is more of like a pointed statement. But I think because Trump got to where he got to, people like Trump that are just rich white dudes specifically.
Oh yeah, they're gonna back each other up.
They now know that their limit that they can get up to, like in like the public eye, like government wise, they can be president. Elon could totally be president if he ran for it. I don't know if he'd win. He might. He most likely would, because then Trump did. So I don't see why Elon wouldn't. So I can see that happening for sure.
Yeah.
And I think because of where Trump got to, Elon and everybody else is like, I don't know, they kind of operate like their shit doesn't stink at all, and all those years of trauma and or I don't know, experiences that might have made them a little more, you're just the silent rich type, kind of, I don't know, made them
it's
operate
weird.
weirdly now.
It's so weird, like how big
too
of a
bold,
facing.
and for what? Because they have a stack. That's why.
Yeah,
and in this world, that's all you need.
But the only thing I did take from like the whole thing, because I know we don't talk about politics, is just like people are saying. First of all, I saw like one thing about Taylor Swift. I don't think the rest of the world really gives a fuck. I think mainly because she's more involved in like the NFL at this point. So nobody really cares.
I have Taylor Swift news too. It's a side thing, but I remember. But what's it called?
Everyone's saying that she did a good job because she baited him to a lot of shit, and I was like, but I don't know, dude. It's weird.
I think that we all know that
feelings about all of that.
Not to be super political again, but I think we all know that Trump isn't a good debater. We all know that. Everybody knows that. Let's be real.
It's a roast fest for him.
Trump can't talk. He can barely fucking hold himself on the podium better than Biden did. Kamala can. She's younger and she just is. And I think he just wasn't prepared. And I don't think he ever could within this time frame. If he really wants to, it's got to be some other time where he's had like at least some practice, at least some real like, okay, this is how you talk to people. This is what you got to say. Like that. There's like some core level, just normal etiquette or just normal etiquette, but like normal experience that it comes from like actually debating someone on like a stage or like a event type of setting. And yeah, it just doesn't give that. It just gives that like the past couple times just louder and nobody's fact checking. Then this time that's all that really happened was fact checking. So it was like,
it is funny that like the public eye really like looked at it and I was like, they were really at her favor, which is surprising because obviously we know how the last couple debates of him went.
Yeah.
So to like see the public turn on him for a slight moment, it's like, okay, like it's the main people who are having a big voice is a lot of like bigots for the most part who are like kind of like shouting out shit. So I understand that that's always going to be a thing at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like from the little bit that I saw, because obviously I didn't watch it. I can't speak heavy on it. And the little bit that I read upon today was just like, she did a good job as far as like that. The only thing that people were kind of annoyed about was like, okay, cool. We know you're the one person who can actually tick him off because Hillary couldn't do it and no one else could. it's like, but what are you trying to do for the country?
Right.
There wasn't really any conversation of that, and I think that's what people were more upset this time around. I think because now they understand, like, oh shit, like we're all kind of fucked in the same bubble. But I think, like, for the most part, like a lot of people were like, hey, like, so that was cool, but what do you got for us? Because we're all poor out here.
I think I saw that it might have been like a random tweet, because I don't really, especially on Twitter, to like kind of circle out of the political thing, but still like just we're leaving it. I saw on Twitter that she wants to have another debate, which I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And I personally think the debate's always going to kind of go in her favor for the most part, but I do believe in, like I said, working with everybody in the room, not just one side of the aisle. So it would be really cool if the debate were to happen and it was just, he was better prepared so that we could have actual discussion and not just this motherfucker's stupid.
Yeah,
because he kind of is.
Which is what was brought up, but
right. But
anywho,
with all that being said, though, with the whole Taylor Swift thing, I listened to the Offline TV podcast because I had like 2 days of work, like back to back, but they were longer days. And I guess so. Offline TV is a streaming group. They are a group of people that all hang out, they're friends, but they also make content. And they have a podcast, and their guest was a streamer called Cutie Cinderella. And
I love Cutie.
What's it called? She's a super big Swiftie fan. So apparently there's like a rumor in the Swiftie-verse, or even like on the little outskirts, that I'm pretty, maybe you guys have heard it. I didn't know this because I don't really listen to Taylor Swift news like that. They were saying that her relationship with him was just like purely publicity, and that they actually can't stand each other or some bullshit like that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was an actual rumor. But
no,
it's funny because I do like Cutie, to like, just to give her what she said. She was she has the mentality of, I'm a super fan, been a big fan of her for 18 years, but she's like the fan where she's like, I don't want to bother her because I bet she gets this all the time. I don't want to be an annoying fan to her. I love her a lot, but I don't want to be the kind of fan that's like, that bothers her, because
yeah,
I don't want to disrupt her life. I'm like, oh my God, this is kind of creepy. It's kind of giving like creepy Swiftie, but yeah, I had no idea that was even like a possible rumor in like that space or whatever.
It's been since of last year. That was a rumor that went around. That's an old rumor already.
Oh,
saying that they were doing it for publicity and like for basically like fan alliances and stuff like that, to kind of like hype it up more. Because more people tuned into the Super Bowl because of her.
Oh,
which is the funniest thing, because the running joke that it was a Taylor Swift bowl, not the NFL Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But no, there was right before season started, right before regular season started. Someone made a fake letter saying that they like broke up. And it's funny enough that like the Chiefs came out with a statement saying like, hey, this isn't true. Like Kelsey said, this isn't true. They're together. They're happy. Like a lot of the players say, like they've interviewed, like, oh, like what do you think of the relationship still? And they're like, like they're like, a lot of them are like, yeah, they're very ongoing still. Like they're not like, even off camera, they're the exact same people and blah blah blah. And it's like, and a lot of people have seen photos of them like outside of like within like the background of the stadium and stuff like that and things like that, like in the lockers, and like they're still very lovey-dovey. Like they don't even know cameras are around at some point. Right. But yeah, no, I don't believe that for a second. I think they are a genuine relationship. I think it's funny that like it became such a big like controversy in the NFL for whatever fucking reason. But for the most part, like I think people just try to find any means to be like, there's more drama. And it's like, no, right. Like, bro, just let her be happy. She had like 13 boyfriends and she wrote a song about each one. Like, we don't need no more.
I did keep watching it, and she basically was like, Cutie was like, have you seen this bitch act? She can't act for shit. So yeah. This has to be real, because if it was, you would be able to tell.
Yeah, shit acting.
I was like, oh, I love it. That's funny. So I said watch that today, and that was like what I remembered about the Taylor Swift thing that I had said earlier about the political thing or whatever. But
cool.
Yeah, so that happened. I think there was another piece of information that had popped up.
Oh my God. Can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk
okay,
about the fucking Dr. Disrespect thing? Did you see that he went live?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
He went live and he like doubled down on like his conversation, but he like tried cleaning it up.
Yeah.
Apparently. Or whatever the fuck. And it's like, bro, like, why?
I think it's because, so what I saw, I guess it was from the same.
See this.
It's from the same stream, and he's basically talking about how people are like, I don't know what streaming service he was with, whether it was like Twitch or YouTube or Facebook.
I think he's on Kick now or some shit. I don't know what he's on.
I think he might be on Kick. But he's basically was saying that his contract is up for discussion, or it's going to be relinquished, or the due date basically is, I think, the 15th or the 25th of this month. So he said that until then, he's just going to be doing his thing. They're just going to be going back at it like nothing happened. Like, it's just that's the hustle.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I can't imagine anyone wanting to sign a contract with you. Honestly, I could see Kick. Obviously
the contract thing, right? That's big money. That's big money, right?
It is big money. And it is. And I think the reason why I'm like, I can see maybe one company, and it is Kick, because they just problematic. That's just their thing.
Some streamer's titty fucking fell out on her account. You saw that?
Yeah.
She's an OF fan, and she like pulled her shit, and then she like went back, and like her nipple was just out.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh shit!" And like she turned her stream off.
Yep. Dr. Disrespect does have a fan base, and they are loyal, and they will like stick through fucking thick and thin for him. Clearly, because they're still watching, and or somebody is.
He still has a base. Yeah.
So I think people do obviously want that audience, because that is views and clicks, and just viewership on your
I think whether it sucks to say, whether or not he has a contract or not, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah,
I think he'll be okay. I think he won't.
So.
I don't think he's going to be scarce for money or anything like that. I think he'll be solid.
That's what happened with the whole Cody Co thing. I think nobody got. He never publicly addressed it. He never said anything.
He just went on with the punches.
All they did was just take him off of TMG. Not even completely. They just said he's not going to be on any more. Like, he's not going to be on any content, but he's going to be still part of like the inner workings. So he still has a job, and he still didn't address it, and he's still doing his DJ thing, and he's still posting pictures on Instagram like nothing ever happened. And he doesn't have the comments off either. So it's weird.
He just went on about it.
It's so weird, dude. That's so bizarre, especially with him and his wife or fiance or whatever. Wife. She has a kid coming.
Yeah.
So on top of all that, and like, it's just, I don't know. I don't trust people. So if I were him, and like they're public about the pregnancy, so I just think people are gonna be crazy, and like when she's supposed to have her due date, they're just gonna be bombarding it with like the most sickest messages or whatever, just saying some really fucked up shit. It's gonna be so fucking weird.
But it's also like those people are fucking weird for that. Like we get it, right? Like we the public made these people famous. Like they have a stage because of us.
Right.
So it's like people who go out of their way to like fucking send hate mail and talk shit and blah blah. I'm like, you're just as fucking weird as the person you put up there. Like, I genuinely don't care enough to like be like, fuck you, I hope your kid dies, like some bullshit, right? It's like, that's weird.
Like, I totally get holding someone accountable or whatever and saying like, hey, not going to be watching this person anymore, and then telling other people why or whatever. I totally get that. That's fine. Like,
like why they don't watch it, but it's like the whole cancel culture. Going out of your
way to like message someone and like wish death upon their like just,
or people be like, I hope this happens to your kid. Christ. Like, that's fucking weird, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're weird. Like, if anything, you're worse than what he did. Like at that point, because it's like, dude, like.
I was gonna say, I get like people
almost dropped a shwee.
Mm-hmm. No, it's like, mustache.
Nugs.
And I get that people like having some real like issues or like a past with those certain things happening.
I get it. Yeah.
But I feel like that's just spreading more hate than like, not love. I don't believe for not loving them. That's totally fine. I guess not hate, but like change in a positive way, in a constructive way. I feel like it just kind of more negativity is just going to make more negativity. You know,
Yeah,
it doesn't
two
really
negatives
help.
don't make a positive.
Yeah. But with that being said, punch a Nazi, you know, totally go for it.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, that shit was wild.
Yeah, I think like he's fine. What the fuck's his name? He's like posting shit. Fucking Aiden Ross is still on the internet. Like at this point, no matter what fucking controversy goes about these people, like they're just still gonna be on there.
Yeah.
I think as fucked up as it is, the twisted mentality of these people, or like whether it was a good or bad thing, whatever the fuck they did, because we don't know, we're not them.
Right.
Or we don't know to the extent of what things are or not, right? It's kind of what goes out and he said, she said type of thing. It's like they have a platform, like whether you want it or not, whether you're against it. Like if you're against it, by all means, don't watch it. But it's like if you're gonna not watch him and hop on his shit to talk shit, like that's weird. Like you're a fucking weirdo, and you're giving them money still. Like you doing this is still giving them a fan base, like, you know,
right? Engagement, it clicks and like time spent on a person's profile 100% equates to income for them. So that's just
do I believe that cancel culture shit is completely over? Probably, because Dr. Disrespect is still on the internet and very well on the internet still, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
I think people are finally. That's my thing though, is that I agree with you. I think that cancel culture is dead or is wrong or whatever. You know, like I think it started off as a good thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is that people always get a good thing and then take it too far.
They got a high off of it.
Yeah, I think that canceling is fine for when it's appropriate, but what you should be doing and what it was meant to be in the first place and what it was holding accountability.
Yeah.
Because people would do shitty shit, and yes, like
it would go years without talking about it.
Right. And it's like, cool, like you fucked up and you need to, like, as a person, as a morally good person, you need to show reprimand.
You should be reprimanded.
Something like that. You just need to show that there's change being done. Like, you know, like you're trying to do better. If
like,
not,
what's his
then
name? We talked about him, Kevin Spacey.
Oh. Yes. Yeah.
He's probably the only person who I know is like
who did
openly
it right.
Say who did it right. Who openly said, "Hey, I fucked up. I went out of my way to like publicly tell people I fucked up." And you know, I like in private told some people, and in public I told others because that's what they wanted.
Right.
So he was held accountable. I mean, he was taken off as the biggest fucking show on Netflix for a long time.
Right.
You know? So.
And I think that's a good thing. I think accountability is fine. Canceling and like kind of not allowing someone to change for the better is not. I think that's when it goes too far.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people deserve a second opportunity based on what they did.
True. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, for the most part, it's like if you fucked up, it's like whatever. It shouldn't have happened in the first place, right? We don't live in a perfect world, and unfortunately, like now you're kind of like a piece of shit, and you add onto that like bucket of scumbags. But if you're willing to go out of your way and make it right to fix these things for the sake of your career, for the sake of the people who look up to you, and for the sake of the embarrassment of your family, like then yeah, but you should by all means be given the opportunity to change, right? Yeah. But if you go out of your way and pretend like nothing happened, that's kind of odd. It's like, sure, you're not adding any more harm to yourself because you're not feeding into it and you're just letting it die out, which nowadays you're the big news today and something else happens tomorrow, right? And that's kind of the route that like Cody Ko took, was like, you know, shit happened, it popped off for a while, he let these people talk their shit, but I'm sure he, knowing these people with money, they went through the legal routes and said, yo, hush, hush, or we're gonna fuck you.
Well, that was the thing that people were saying, is that apparently, I guess it's like kind of known that Cody Ko and people of that like regard just have funds set in place to allow them to just make passive income, and like no amount of hate could fuck that up, really.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. But I don't know. People are gonna react however they're gonna react. You know, just hopefully it just doesn't get too far. I saw on Twitter, because I was trying to look for the thing that I saw earlier and I found it, but apparently Dr. Disrespect was playing a game of Deadlock and everybody on his team just left the game. So it's just him versus a five-man team. Just on his very first game of Deadlock too. Everybody just peaced out. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, this man's hated. But did you guys hear about New Jeans? With their label?
They're taking a break because of all this shit.
apparently their CEO got fired.
Yep.
I don't know I don't know the reason. It wasn't, as far as I know, from what I got from New Jeans, or from what I saw and read a little bit. The CEO did nothing wrong to them, like nothing like that. I think
it's just the company as a whole, right? It was like not okay. The company
just made a change for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And this CEO really cared about them and really like was listening to them and cared for their well-beings. And apparently the new CEO just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. So they're taking a hiatus, like I think taking like a year or two or something like that.
I guess something had happened. I don't know. That's where my details kind of fall off. I don't know specifically what happened, but it was enough for the girls to do like one of the first things ever in K-pop where they didn't tell the company, they didn't tell their management, they didn't tell anybody in like power or in importance. They just did a live by themselves addressing what's going on. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's very surprising. So because they don't do that in K-pop.
Yeah,
K-pop is so industrial and like artificial. That shit
very
doesn't
controlled.
Happen. Yeah.
So, MJ fucking mentioned something to me. I was streaming one day and we were talking about it, and she mentioned it because she's huge with the K-pop community, right? So like she had mentioned it. That's the only reason why I know. But they did mention like in that video where they addressed stuff that they were gonna finish this album and knock it out, and then they were gonna disappear for like a year or two. And that they wanted to finish it because it's for at the end of the day they like doing music for their fans. And they just want them to understand, like, hey, we're going to be gone, but we're not going to be gone forever. This is just, we need a break. And I mean, they've been shelling out fucking shows and money and shit like that, right? Back to back. Like, they've really been on the road for a long time.
Yeah. I hate K-pop. The industry. And the music itself is like, okay.
I was like, that's crazy.
I just hate everything that it stands for.
I think that's a bunch of like big company, big like
this
labels.
Guy doesn't like the industrial like creation of the music or whatever it may be, but uses AI to make artwork for our channel
for a thing that doesn't make money. That's all I'm saying. But
true.
What's it called? I don't know. It's like
that you cooked, huh?
But it's like the whole culture of it is icky to me. Obviously, with the business side of it, of people bringing in people and taking them to camps and all this shit just so they could be cookie cutters
them and shit.
So they could be cookie cutters of the same fucking formula and whatever. They're just getting pretty people. That's all it is, or whatever. Yeah. Or even doing surgery to do it.
The Netflix special for Cat's Eye, I think that's the new one that came out. It's a K-pop group. And they
oh yeah, I heard about
did a Netflix special, basically like I don't even know what it's called, something academy, something school, Cat's Eye. Like it's like this just show that just showcases new groups, and they have like a survival show. Basically, whoever the last insert number of girls here is standing, that's the new group. Yeah. So they did I think that's how the girls for Cat's Eye got chosen. Great group. Like their songs, but yeah, apparently they're getting a lot of shit for it. Or not a lot, but like enough for people that don't really know that that's kind of how they kind of do a good amount of these things, whether it be an actual TV show or it's a competition within the company. Because like Richard was saying, these men and girls, boys and girls actually are like sent to camps, not like forced to do it for the families, but they want to do it for the most part. And the families are like, okay, let's send you to Korea or wherever it may be, and we're gonna put you in that machine, and hopefully with all the time, practice, studying, and everything that you're doing, you're pumping out my little Jenny, my little Lisa, my little Blackpink, like hopefully that happens. But if it doesn't work out and you get old enough at some point, they say, all right, thanks for all those years, get the fuck out. They toss you out, and they don't give you a job. Your job was trying to get a job.
Bro, it sounds like a fucking episode from Black Mirror, but it's this real life. It's so stupid. I'm like,
yeah, but
I get it. It's every culture. I don't give a fuck. I'm saying
people are so hungry for fame. And it is stupid.
it's stupid. Obviously, fame, whatever. All right. I feel like in a way, it's also just more like it's a job it's a glamorous job that anybody can really try to get into because, you know, as long as you're good looking enough, you can do it. And then, I don't know. It's just like, it's like exactly the opposite of like over here, for example, where, you know, anybody can come from anywhere. That's fine. And eventually, you know, with fame does come. I'm a big believer that once you get famous, like, you know, you end up looking better just because you have more money for better medical shit or buying clothes or whatever the hell it happens to be. Yeah.
Do you have the money to upgrade your appearance?
Yeah. And that makes sense, but it's not like you have a age thing or it's just like what's it called? Feed you into a machine type thing. And what's it called? You know, basically mold you into this. Like I said, it's a cookie cutter thing. Over here, it's like you have to show that you're different. You have to show that you're at least somewhat talented.
Something's drawn to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how many people can you be drawn to it? Yeah.
So I hate the industry for that. I also hate a lot of the fans. This can go for a lot of them. The maniacs of him, where
the stands.
It never makes fucking sense to me, and I won't yuck yums or anything where I'm like, oh, you're fucking stupid for doing it, but I'm just like the card collecting and shit like that. I'm like, it's so weird to me. But
kidding, I love them.
I have stickers of New Jeans that my friend gave to me.
Can I say something? And I don't care how upset people get. Can we fucking stop with the stan shit? Like, not every fucking band and group of artists needs a stan. Like, you're a fucking fan. I get it. Like, to the people who are like, I'm a blah 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 stan. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Like nobody cares. Like you're making this thing like your entire like personality, and it's weird. Like you're a fuck. If like people are like, I'm this stan, it's like, no, you're a fucking weirdo. Like you're some parasocial weirdo. Like I don't care how much you enjoy music. Like back then, all these artists existed. There was no stans. You were just a fan. Like that was just it.
I think the difference back then was you're either a fan or a diehard fan. Or a crazy fan, you know, there wasn't any slang to it. I think now that we're getting older, you know, more modern days slang, it's just called stan. I also don't really get why we call it stan. I mean, I get like
it's
stan with the artist, basically.
It's from the Eminem song,
Dear Stan. What the fuck? Okay, so does that
is that really a thing?
Yeah,
look at the lyrics of it. It's some fucking deranged fan who, what's it called, goes crazy over.
Oh yeah, I get that.
In the song, goes crazy over Eminem. But
that's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. Where he like offs himself and like his wife and stuff in the tape and stuff.
Obviously, it's not saying that you're gonna fucking you're gonna kill yourself or kill your wife.
But you're crazy
but
enough.
You're crazy ass fan for them. Yeah,
I personally don't like Eminem. So that's why I know some of his songs.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of his rap. I think him nowadays it just doesn't. I don't even think he does any music, anyways.
He just dropped a whole new album.
Yeah,
but I think his thing was just to be. I think he like made a rap song where he called someone the F slur or something like that.
His whole thing is that because he takes on the Slim Shady persona,
yeah.
Which is supposed to be like this uncuffed, just says shit,
super unhinged, uncensored,
to say shit. You're right, but it is a commentary on people like that. It's not exactly like him, you know, saying it to say it or anything like that. But yeah, I can see where you're like saying, yeah.
That's my thing, is that I can understand that people will take the artistic view of I'm making offensive art, basically media, whatever, insert thing here, and it's to make a commentary on like today's society. I don't know, maybe this is me just being told, I just don't vibe or fuck with him. I don't think he's that smart. I think it's just an excuse to kind of just to stay the same way that he's been since the very beginning. I personally haven't seen any growth in his music or anything, but again, don't listen to it a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the first time in like X amount of years since like he came out with Slim Shady. He personally dropped that persona and started continuing his music career as Eminem, as Marshall. Was it Marshall Mathers? Mathers? Yeah.
I also think that's kind of weird too. I don't understand why. I don't know. That's just
Slim Shady was a gimmick. It was a thing. It was just, he was unhinged. It was comedic music. It was funny. There was skits and like bits and through his music videos, and that's where Slim Shady came about.
I guess I can see it. I understand it more because of artists that I listen to now, and they do have that whole like the artist is this person and the real person is actually like, this is my name. So there's two different personalities. I think my thing is just that it's his words. Yeah, it's the words, but also I just don't like the way he raps. I don't like his flow. I don't like the way he sounds. I think his fucking style is cringe. I think that he's holding on to the past. I think he just needs to move on and just maybe produce. I think he can make some sick music with other new rappers that are up and coming that might sound better. I don't think he needs to be completely out of music because, again, like you guys are saying, his personas are just a way for him to either make commentary or express himself, or to make music and art that is consumable by those kind of people that may agree with the commentary or find humor and entertainment in it. I don't dig it.
I don't necessarily think it was that. I think really this album, this album was more meant for like, one, his fans, and two, to him. He's kind of, he said it in one of his interviews, he was just tired of people fucking coming at him and be like, dude, your music sucks. Like, when the fuck are you gonna bring back Slim Shady? Like, people liked that persona of his, because not because of how unhinged he was, but because it was just fun music to a lot of people. Like, that's where he blew up. He blew up on talking about his obsession with drugs, being his overdose, his issue with his mom, his breakdown of his relationship, and then him losing his daughter, and like kind of figuring out like his entire what is it called, discography is very based on his self, his life. The Slim Shady albums it's just the music. It was just for comedic purposes. At first he even said like it wasn't even supposed to be a whole thing, but people were drawn to like the skits and the bits that it just continued on. And he let it die out because he said he got bored of it. He was like, I was bored of it. I got tired of it. It wasn't funny to him anymore. But then people started bullying him. People started calling him trash. And as much as like a lot of people don't like him, he is a big staple in the hip hop community. Like he is a living legend to a lot of upcoming artists, a lot of people who are in the music industry, a lot of people who like within and without the music industry, he's a legend. Like he really is. Is he for everybody? Of course not. I can personally say I grew up listening to him. I liked his music. I always had. It is just everything. He said it himself. One of his albums, he went PC because people were just on him, and he got afraid of like people. He got annoyed of people trying to cancel him. Like people try to cancel him for everything. I think once he dropped this album, people were like, oh, he was a crackhead. Like, why are we gonna listen to him? I'm like, that's crazy. Like you guys are trying to cancel him, but you're calling him names. Like that just, there's no 2 and 2. And a lot of people are like, oh, this is going to piss people off. And it did. It pissed off a lot of people, like a lot of people. And like he said it himself, he wasn't trying to come off to people like that. It's just a persona. It's a character that he built. And that's why he named it The Death of Slim Shady. Because he was like, after this, he's probably just done with that character. Like this was a one-timer for his fans mainly.
I think that's another thing for me though, is that I think I have to listen to like 2 songs at least with each persona in mind, because for me, for the most part, it's just all Eminem, Slim Shady. I just figured they were just nicknames for whatever his real name is.
Yeah.
Because they all just sound the same to me. I just know that his older stuff is better than his newer stuff. But with that being said, like better and worse, there's not a whole lot of difference for me because I just don't vibe with the music. If it's played in the club, you will see me dance to it because I just keep the vibe going. I'm not going to be the kind of person that's like, ew, unless it's like absolute trash like that. I'm gonna blame the DJ for that one. Yeah, if the vibe is good, then you're gonna see me partying and hustling it out. But yeah, if it's just we're all just vibing and listening to music, that album
made a shit ton of money.
You know,
it made a lot of money, but mainly based because the people who listened to it are the people who didn't like him. You know, like he got a lot of publicity, free publicity from all the hate, and then all the good publicity came out under. Like I know people were like talking shit about him and all that for that, but like one thing that came about was like, dude, like everyone's upset of him now. They're like, of course everyone understands Slim Shady cannot exist in this world nowadays. How easily people get offended or get hurt, or you say something incorrectly, everybody fucking blows a gasket and spins off, right? But like in one of his bigger songs, there's literally a fucking video of him sitting in a cave dressed as fucking Osama bin Laden, hiding, and he starts dancing, and like people, no one looked at it like that when it happened. And keep in mind, he posted that video, he posted that music video like days after 9/11 happened, and no one gave a fuck. And like he basically said like, look, I did this then and nobody cared, so why are people so like about it now? Like you were never about it then. But obviously his fan base, I do give him that, his fan base is older, his fan base is from our last generation. You know, people who just like the music for music and didn't really like look into like, oh, this feeds into like today's world. It was just more like, this is just music, like it's supposed to be just music, like let everyone else read into it, we're gonna enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah,
I get you.
But I can see that type of rap not being for you. Not necessarily because of the lyrics, just mainly because I don't think you're even like you ever even grew up listening to a lot of that shit. Like if you sat here and told me, I listen to ODB and Wu-Tang, I'd be like, that's weird.
When I was in school, when I was a little kid, I went to a private school in like a couple cities down. It was a nicer neighborhood. My mom was a teacher there, so they let us go there. I would listen to like, I don't even know, basically everything that my mom listened to, and she like really liked listening to like Shania Twain, Coldplay, fucking I guess Three Doors Down, or that was more my dad, but some Cheap Trick, like that was more my parents' kind of vibe, like rock and old school and like country stuff like that. That's what I would mostly listen to. And then for me, my thing was more like TV show music, like Disney show songs, stuff like that. That was more like my speed. So I remember when I went to public school, nobody really talked about music for the most part, at least with me. And then when it came down to like recess one day, somebody was like talking about Snoop, and I was like, oh, what? Like I just sat down. I was like, what's going on? Because they were all like kind of like,
you thought Snoopy?
Really, like some kids. So the kid was like, oh yeah, of course I know Snoop. And the girls were like, okay, so so you like Snoop and blah blah blah, and he was like, yeah, and they were like, I bet you can't even name a single song. And then they looked at me and they're like, because I sat down, they're like, Lee, do you like Snoop? And I was like, yeah, I dig Snoop. I like Snoop. And they're like, oh, I think what they asked is I think they also asked me what his favorite song was or something like that, because I think I said, because I thought Snoopy. I thought they were talking about Snoopy the dog. So I was like, yeah, of course I love Snoopy.
He's like, yeah, I love that Thanksgiving episode.
And they even said like, oh, okay, really? And I was like, yeah. And even I could tell that I knew they weren't talking about Snoopy, because then they asked me what his favorite song of mine was. And I was like, oh, I think I like his newer stuff or something like that. I'm like paraphrasing, because me as a kid obviously couldn't
remember,
yeah. But right before they started pressing me, the bell rang, and the teachers were really fucking anal about you going in and out and like being on time. So the lunch people, monitors were like, you got to be like done way before the bell even rings, and you got to be going to your classrooms. So when the bell rang, I was like, oh, okay, gotta go to class. Oh well, sorry. And they never asked me again. It just was never brought up in the conversation.
You're telling us there's people out there in the world who still believe you're a big Snoop Dogg fan?
Apparently. I do like Snoop Dogg more than I like Eminem, but I don't think I can name a single Eminem song or a single Eminem song or Snoop song.
Well, now you know Stan.
Stan. I didn't know that was the name of the song. I thought that was just like the beginning of one of his songs.
You know, like Gin and Juice, dude?
It's cool. So right now the VMAs are going. Did you guys want to know who won the newest artist? I'll tell you, it's Chappell Roan, because that's my girl.
Don't care.
I had to check. I was very curious. Apparently, at least the one.
I think the VMAs are very fed.
I remember us talking about this, and I'm gonna cut unpopular take. I don't like her whole thing about the fame shit. I remember saying my opinion about it, just being like, you have to expect some level of it. But when you're I don't know. She left a bad taste in my mouth the way she's handling it all, being like, which I mean, I get it because people are fucking crazy, and I get that people are gonna try to do shit because they think they're entitled to you just because you're famous. But at the same time, I'm like, the more you complain and talk about it, the more I feel like it's gonna happen. And
it also becomes cringe when you talk about it so much.
Right. But also it's just like, I don't know. It's part of the fucking job. And then the whole thing of just like, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to say it, leave then. Because realistically, that's what the job is. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
And yeah, and like, and I might be paraphrasing, but she said that she never even cared about being famous, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I get that. But at the same time, it's like,
I get
you're
that.
Gonna throw out your music. That's for a reason, right?
And it hits, then congratulations.
But what I'm saying is, like,
the fame.
You even just putting it out, you're expecting people to hear it. You're expecting to, or at least hoping that somebody is going to, you know, that people are going to listen to it and bring somewhat level of fame to you. Yeah, because that's just how it is. Otherwise, why put it out?
Well, fucking Neanderthals. To say, well, how often is she talking about it? I thought she made the two videos like that were part 1 and 2 of the one statement, and then she made an Instagram post as a follow up of like whether or not you're whether it's just one time she made the post to like reiterate it, whether or not you guys like it or not. I don't know. That's how I feel, and then that was it. That's as far as I know, and I'm pretty sure if there was another post about it, like a new one, I would know.
I don't know. I don't know how
that big of a fan.
I'm not saying
I'm a fan. I wouldn't say you guys are a fan, so I would assume that I would know before.
I wouldn't say I'm not at that level that you're at. I heard one song and I was like, it's cute, I like it.
Well, that's what I'm saying though, is that because I like not to be like, oh, I know her better than you guys, because that's fucking weird.
That's weird.
Yeah. No, but I think that I think as far as I know, she's only made 3 posts about it. And I don't think they were by any means that bad. I think people should be allowed to ask for like the option to say, no, I don't want to take a picture with you. No, I don't want to I don't want to have that moment with you.
I think you're missing Richard's point though.
Well, that's her point though. Her point was
but what I'm saying is you're missing the point of like, it's okay to say no. I'm with you on that. You're allowed to. But you can get upset when people don't respond well to that, because it's like, well, you're famous. I like you. There's weird people that exist in the world who don't care about personal space or boundaries. Like you've seen it where like they'll try to get a fan and they go out for hugs and someone goes for that really aggressive tight hug and it's like, bro, that's weird, right?
Right.
Like it's weird, but it's like, and give it to her too. You're allowed to be upset about it. If you think people don't respect it, then you're allowed to be mad. Like that's weird. You feel vandalized, right? But it's like, but you also can't come at people and be like, you're allowed to say your opinion. But I think if she would have worded it differently, it would have been better. But that whole I don't give a fuck what you guys think attitude is very like icky, because it's like, yeah, like I'm sure you and every other fucking artist really does, like they feel that way, and they've all came across worse or if not about the same level of it. But it's just how you go about it, which is like, it's understandable. Both sides of the field are very understandable. It's like she doesn't like it. People don't like that she said that. They think it's very snooty. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, like you become famous. Like, unfortunately, that's what's going to come about. Like you're going to catch your weirdos, and you're okay to be upset about that. But you can't put it on everybody because those people are weird.
Well, I think that's the thing, is that I think anybody should be allowed in any like kind of public position with like when it comes to like that kind of thing, like asking for photos or whatever. If you're at that, when you're at that level, or if you're at that level, I think that they should be allowed to wear it however they want. I think the issue that you guys seem to have is the wording, not the message. Unless Richard has an issue with just, I don't want to take photos with you even if you are a fan of mine. I don't know. Unless you guys have an issue with that as a core.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I think if it's the wording, that truly, from what I can tell, that's kind of her personality when it comes to things that like upset her, from what I get to, because of a podcast that I've listened to or something like that. I think that's why it's not so abrasive to me, because I've seen the TikToks and you kind of get like an idea of like, oh, that person would, like the way she said it, that's that checks out. You would say something like that. That seems to be the kind of vibe that you would put off or like kind of present if it got to that point where you have to say something. And I don't falter for having that kind of reaction, because it got to the point where people are kind of like just harassing her family, like in general. Everybody. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I think that's why I think it's okay to word it however you're going to word it, as long as you're not just straight up being like just saying offensive stuff, you know, like slurs or whatever. Like as long as you're not doing anything like that, then word it however you're going to word it. You know, I think that's fine with me. I don't think it's that. I
think my biggest thing about it, and I kind of always just found it annoying when people just, I'm going to say bitch, but obviously I'm not going to say that she's being a bitch or anything like that. Complain about something like that when you know complaining isn't going to do anything. Like saying, oh, I don't want this or whatever the hell, or I don't want you people acting like that. It's not going to change people. It's not going to change those fucking weirdos. Like at that point, you're just speaking it out into the world of just being like, I wish blah, 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 blah. Nothing's going to happen. Why not just fucking act and actually do something about it that you can control? Get security, get fucking, what's it called?
Stop doing meet and greets.
Stop doing meet and greets. Do things like, basically all I'm saying is, I get it. Complain about it feels good, but it's not going to fucking help anything at the end of the day, because it's just not going to change. Be a little grounded as far as like what you can do. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I think that touches on what we talked about the last episode, and like how we, like the three of us differ, like me and you guys, Richard more than Steve, but Steve does it. Richard for sure believes in move in silence, and Steve will kind of understands that more. I don't get that. I don't think anybody's, you know, I just basically am on the opposite side for the most part. Not to say like
being louder works more.
No, that's what I'm saying, is that I don't think that you should do the complete opposite and just be loud and just be offensive and abrasive the whole time. But I think that change isn't going to happen unless you're demanding and commanding your space, because people are going to just push that boundary unless you're clearly stating your boundaries. And I think that's how I see it. So I think it's, if you say something, that's fine. If you don't say something and you just don't, that's my thing, is I'm thinking, okay, so what if, so like if you don't do it and you end up doing all this like security stuff, then it's just going to be this like narrative online that, oh, this person doesn't like functioning with their fans. Like they just don't want to be bothered. I think that kind of creates that narrative a little bit, or that possibility, unless you say something out loud. I was like, hey, I'm not down with this.
Yeah. Like then they gives you that, that tape, that open door to explain yourself and be like, hey, I don't like this because of a few X amount of individuals did some weird shit and now I'm uncomfortable. So I'm sorry to the rest of my fan base. I won't be doing these things for that reason, and things aren't going to change. And then she could say, and it is what it is, right? Because that's just the bottom line. I think obviously, I think in my perspective for all this is, and I don't want to be too deep in it, is her fame came very abrupt and she wasn't prepared for it, and people did weird shit and it came about that, and this is the outcome of it. I think her response is valid. I just think the way it was the approach to the response was weird, because it's like, yeah, like you should know, or you should have a better team to tell you, hey, this is going to happen. So we're going to be better at this. So that way it doesn't happen. But unfortunately, this is how it unfolded. I don't think she's wrong as a person to do that. She's a human being. She's uncomfortable. It's weird. It's fucking, the people are fucking disgusting. But I think the approach, because of how fast everything went for her, it happened. Right. And I think that's the only reason why I can give her the pass of like, okay, you said what you said because you don't properly know how to handle this. So this came from the chest. This came from your heart. And this is how you really feel. I don't think she's, and then just to say, I don't think she's a bitch I don't think she's a bitch for that. Mm-hmm. But I just think the approach would have been better if her PR team would have been better for that. You know, I think they definitely could have been a different approach, because that's kind of going about with like actors who people have shunned and shit talked to and fucking slander the name on the internet. When actors get bombarded by paparazzi or by fans, and everybody's like, oh, fuck you, like that guy's gross, but it's okay for her to do it. Like, but other people can't. You get me? Like, it's like people really. I think one of the biggest things is like, even for example, like Shia LaBeouf, to give you just a point blank example, to somebody who went from, yo, I'm cool with it. Okay, you guys are being too much. Leave me the fuck alone. He spoke out and this came from his heart. Everyone took it wrong. Now he's really, I don't give a fuck. I just saw a video of this man squaring up with someone in Finland being like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, let's go. Like, you wanna be in my space? All right, let's fucking do it. Like, you want to be disrespectful? Who knows? I don't know we don't know what that conversation was, right? But he was gonna fight someone in Finland because his wife is like filming something there. So he was there and he was at a pub. But yeah, I think that it's like, because of what I've seen, how like they've slandered other people for this, and they're giving her the pass and be like, oh, we get it. Like, we're sorry, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I mean, obviously new generation, right? Everyone sees it a little differently, but same energy. That's all I gotta say is you gotta give the same energy both routes. Like, you can't just fit one field because this is how you think, or because this is what you hear and this is kind of your consumption, and like now you're within this circle because you agree. I agree on both sides, but at the same time, yeah, it's like, you know, I'm in even field here for that reason alone. Is like, I've seen people get slandered for this shit and shit talked to, and like everybody till this day thinks these people are fucking assholes for that. But God forbid she does it, everyone's gonna fucking hug and protect her. It's like, that's not cool. Like, you need to give that same energy. You know, it's like, yeah. I
was gonna say, to kind of top it off, but to like end it, whatever. I think that she did say that on the video, and that she didn't really expect this level of like fame so quickly, like you were saying. And she even said it in a performance almost immediately after the Coachella performance, because that's when it like seemed to really shoot up for her. She was like crying on stage and said that she wasn't prepared. She appreciates and she wants people to listen to her music, obviously, and consume her art, because that's the whole purpose of, you know, making music and putting stuff out there as an artist. She just wasn't expecting it to be on that level, so it, you know, flustered her, made her upset or whatever. But it was more in the sense of, it's just a lot to handle. And I think that I've mentioned in the past episode before that today's society and community and just people in general are just one video away from being a viral sensation. It's totally possible for anybody, even one of us, to hit that moment. I think there just needs to be like a team in place, or like some type of company or something that isn't predatory in the sense of like, sign us and we'll take care of you. More like, hey, a check-in thing, like a wellness check-in. Like, hey, we noticed this was going on. Just want to know if you need any tools or if you need to talk to anyone.
First day job orientation.
Kind of, you know, like, hey, this is going on with you. This is what's happening. Kind of like, hey,
it's called onboarding.
We're onboarding you into viral fame. Would you like to watch the tutorial or the 101 video, or are you gonna handle this on your own? Like, just kind of help somebody navigate that level of fame, because I think it does trip people out. It is scary because your life can literally go from,
you wake up to
fucking 100 in an instant. Yeah. So
and you don't know how to react. So obviously any reaction is a good reaction, or is a valid reaction.
You know what it
is? It's a reaction, like, just in general too.
I guess that's all depends on personalities. Like, I think about it and I'm like, if something like that were to happen to either of us, obviously we're all going to react very differently to the pressures or the experiences, or basically how our exposure and how our lives would change.
Chain.
I think, like, for example, with me, I don't think I'd be that bad, just because I'm willing to just kind of dive head into a lot of things, because a lot of the time for me it's fun, you know, and I just want to see what things are like, and why not just fucking go for it and then see where it goes. Whereas
I also think your anxiety would trip you out though. Like, you would get mad anxiety from it, but you would kind of want to like dive deep into it because of the people. I think because of the artists, the famous artists you listen to, like, there are a lot of like, it's a lot of rock artists who played that part of like, I love my fans and I'm about my fans and my fans can touch my jeans. You know, it's like, it's like they're all like trying to fucking grasp them. You know, it's like, I get that.
They're gonna get a lot of richer.
But that is a lifestyle. and that's not her lifestyle, right?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, well, first of all, I don't really have anxiety like that.
No, but I'm saying like I think fame would spring anxiety for all of us, even though because I don't
in a way. But like anytime I've ever felt anxious or anything like that, I just write it out. Go through. Yeah, sure. Weirdo. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just different ways people react to change.
I think really it's something like that. If something like that were to happen, where if it was like a sudden like stardom, and we got like it, basically the idea is like that happens, and then we get to the point where it's like skirting on the edge of like discomfort and like you know, comfort when it comes to like that fame or that fan interaction. I think I would move out. I think I would move out and like have to do something for my family. Yeah, because I wouldn't
privatize my life.
Yeah, I would privatize my personal life for sure. I would go out of my way to say, like, we can function by all means, but my fight or flight is a mixture of both. I will fly from this space, but fight in a sense of to make sure that this space is okay. You know, like that. That's what would happen. I don't think I would completely shut it off. Your brain would
trigger your family before you and be like, okay, now I have this status of whatever. How do I protect them but continue to live this life?
Because it's one thing if it's me, and I think she even said that's one thing that it's me, but when it comes down to like my family and when they're involved, that's a little like
that's more personal. That's very personal because now it's like, oh shit, you're not.
They didn't ask for it, and I barely did, and that's what I was gonna say too, to like kind of put a cherry on the top of the whole thing, was that we live in a digital time and a digital space, so people are constantly just putting themselves out there, whether it be on a story, Instagram post, a tweet, a Facebook post, a comment on a YouTube page or whatever, TikTok, viral dance video. Just know that you're putting yourself out there, and anybody could be watching, and anything could happen. So just be minorly prepared for anything, especially if you're putting yourself out there, because anything can happen to anybody. And you know, just be aware of your digital footprint, basically, because you never know. It's better to be safe than sorry.
If you do,
and I think more.
I was just gonna say, if you do happen to get famous for whatever the fuck reason, just go in. That's it. Do it.
It is a new experience, and you got to do it for the narrative. I know nobody says that nowadays, but that is a really good.
It's for the plot now.
To have for the plot, for the narrative.
Isn't that funny that we switched it?
For the next chapter, you just got to do it. You got to do it.
Chapter 29.
29. Just 32. Do it. Sorry, you shy.
I love the new Shia LaBeouf thumb, by the way.
And that's going to be it for the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. And we're going to be entering the last portion of the episode where we talk about our latest addictions and recommendations and final regards. Dick. Richard, you go. Steve's addiction is dick. Richard, you go first.
All right. I'm just going to say one song. This one, it's been making its its rounds on TikTok. It's a good dumb little song. It's called "Girls" by The Dare.
Girls.
I thought you were gonna say "Breathe Me" by Tyler.
No.
And all I really want is girls. Oh yeah,
it's been making its "Girls" by The Dare.
I like the girls that do drugs.
That song.
Cigarettes in the back of the club.
I just needed him to sing it so I know what the fuck song it is. I was like, I'm not even gonna add that shit.
Like I said, honestly, it's a dumb little song. It's just
sketchy.
It's a TikTok song for sure, but give me a girl like this. I want to be her friend. That's fucking awesome. I love bitches like this. I've met a couple bitches and a couple queens and just good times that are kind of like this kind of person or this kind of girl that is described in the song. Oh, they're so fun. It's always a good time. So yeah, give it to me,
dude. Jesus. All right, and then final remarks. What the fuck did we talk about in the beginning?
We talked about the debate. We talked about Swifties. We talked about.
Okay, I got it. Okay. It's okay to be passionate about things, maybe passionate about other artists, but just don't go crazy over it. Limits. Everybody has limits. Those artists probably have limits. And yeah, just stay grounded. Real life. I feel like anybody like who's that fanatic is just constantly lost in this cycle of, oh, they're my best friend, or they don't know it yet, but we're gonna be insert relationship here. But yeah, I just think that's how people think. Weirdos think.
Yeah, that's how people function.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Nice. All right, cool. Steve.
I just have one song as well. It's called
Take it away, my little Jedi.
Oh shit! It's the Star Wars Episode 3. And no, I'm just kidding. No. That's the last song.
So what's the song?
I was like, I'm letting you guys finish. It's called Summer Drop by Kode and Anderson .Paak.
Whoa, I spelled it all weird.
Summer Drop, and Kode is CORDAE.
Okay. I feel like I've heard Anderson .Paak before.
He's a good artist.
Big in the industry. He's big in the industry.
He did a duo thing with Bruno Mars called Silk Sonic.
Leave the door open.
Well, the group is called Silk Sonic.
Yeah, Silk Sonic. Yeah,
I do know Silk Sonic.
Yeah, he's big.
He's good.
So, yeah, that song. It's just been playing. I've just been vibing. I've always liked Kode, and I've liked who he is as a person and what he stands as an artist. He's very about his music, and he hasn't switched up. Even him like blowing up. So I've always liked him. And he's very like rooted to the hip hop community, and that's cool. That's always like attracted me in music. And then final remarks. Just double down on what Rich said. Just don't be weird, dude. Don't be weird. And then if you are putting yourself out there, understand that weird people do come with it. Unfortunately.
But it's the reality of the world.
But at the end of the day, just do your thing. Take care of yourself and your peeps. Oh, and also let us know. I actually have something. Let us know in the comments. If you became famous, how would you handle it?
Oh.
That's it.
Nice. Cool.
I'm a Jedi.
What would you likely be famous for? And I hope it's not a sex tape. Well, you know what? Fuck it.
Some famous newscaster got hacked today.
Oh,
on
I
Instagram
did
Live.
See that.
Oh, right. And that he accidentally went live while having sex with some chick.
Yo.
Yeah,
I saw that.
She was like, please. It was like,
I didn't see the video. I just saw.
No, there's no video. It's it's face down. It's face down, but it's just audio.
Yeah,
but she was like, please.
Some message. Somebody's like, why are they so out of breath?
Yeah. It's like,
they're old.
The main comment was, Unk sounds like an old.
Yeah, Unk is getting it. But nice.
Someone said, bro, she said, please. And I was like, that's crazy.
Peace.
Ew.
Peace. Nice. Okay, thanks for that. That was great. I think I also have one song. It's from the group that I was talking about earlier, Cat's Eye. It's Touch. It's also making its rounds on TikTok. If you're in the K-pop space, even a little bit, you've most likely heard the song. The dance is cute.
Is it with a booty pop?
It is with a little booty pop. Yes, it's a good song. I like it. It's
like
cute.
That.
And I think the other song was Debut. I think the actual debut song is Debut. I could be wrong. Don't know.
Do the dance with just the fingers. Do it. And now do the little side step. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, it's cute. You guys should check out the song. And the dance. It's a super short song too.
It's catchy.
Like 2 minutes and like 40 seconds or something. It's a quick
cute
list.
for it not being a full K-pop group, right?
Yeah,
it's very mixed.
They are a mixed group. It's just a mix of races. They're all very cool, very pretty, and very talented. So check it out.
One of them looks like Ice Spice without all that fame.
Damn, Ice Spice really is dropping that bag, dude. I should have talked about that because that shit's
hilarious.
Girl, you fucked up. You couldn't pretend to be a girl's girl just for the bag. Damn. Could not be me, sis. Could not be me. That is crazy. I cannot believe the bag droppage. Damn. But Other than that, like we've said, be careful with what you're putting up on the internet, because the internet is forever. Whether or not you think it's temporary, even if you delete it, there's a website somewhere that's collecting this data just for that moment, just for your downfall. I can guarantee it. All those old tweets, there's a Twitter page somewhere that's collecting them motherfuckers. Yep. So don't think it's gone.
Some basement dweller.
Just be prepared for if something like that does happen, you know how to handle it. Because, and like I said, in this day and age, anything can happen. You could be the next viral sensation just doing your little touch dumps.
Why do you turn Austin Powers?
I don't know. Yeah, baby. I think that's it. No. Oh yeah, fuck you to just creepy people. I think I said this one before, but in the past.
Can't get enough of it.
Yeah. If you, I don't know. Also, we kind of talked about in the last episode. It's funny that it kind of touches here a little bit too. If you're like into some weird parasocial thing or whatever, or if you're like just overly obsessed with someone or that person, or like a certain celebrity or person's running through your mind constantly, you got more important shit to be worrying about. Let's be honest. You should be booking some appointment. You should be dotting some I's, crossing some T's somewhere. I can guarantee you should be doing something that will help you at work or in your health. Anything, bitch. What are you doing? Better yourself before you wish worse on others. That's my goodbye. And with that, leave a like, leave a comment
before you wreck yourself.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because
who plays that song?
Yeah, better check. I have no idea.
Snoop Dogg.
I might actually know, but the weed is just kicking in, and
it's not the weed.
Wrapping up, dude.
That's your favorite artist, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop. That's not my favorite artist. I did say that.
It's not.
But yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you guys haven't. Also ring the bell to know when we post anything. The description will have all our socials, from the podcast, TikTok, to our own ones, and all the links and stuff like that. And share. Make sure you share these videos, please. We'd appreciate it. If anything, at the very least,
share
that'd be cool.
With your stands.
Share them with your friends that are weirdly parasocial with some celebrity, and then just timestamp them so they know which part to watch.
Skip the parasocial
also
part.
Rate us on Spotify. We are on Spotify. It'd be cool if you guys could just drop a rate real quick and let us know how we did. Other than that, I think that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cool.
Bye.
Have a good rest of y'all's week. Bye. Choo.
Just friends though.